Hello, hello, my friends. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to my face and my card making space. And a quick and simple monochromatic card, doing stenciling on color cardstock, something I've been sort of obsessed with the last little bit. And I'm using products from the Simon Says Stamp Every Happiness release, which was their July release. I will have a link to everything I used in the description box below the video. My links are affiliate links. That just means that if you click on one of my links and end up placing an order, I get a little kickback from that at no extra cost to you. That is what helps pay the bills, keeps lights on, enables me to keep bringing out content. And yeah, let's get into making the card. So I'm using this daisy frame set. There is a stamp set, a coordinating die set, and a coordinating stencil set. So I'm starting with some Moonflower cardstock, a really light purple cardstock. And I'm going to get this big frame on here. And this panel is roughly A2 sized. It's 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. Just to give you an idea of the size of the frame. So it'll, nicely fit on an A2 card. And I also grabbed one of the sentiments because it fit. And then I was like, might as well stamp it at the same time. Use that interior space because I'm going to die cut all of this anyway. And then I used my anti-static powder tool to keep the embossing powder from clinging where I didn't want it. And then I was inking up and stamping the image with clear embossing ink. And at this point now, I just, out of habit, I ink up and stamp multiple times with clear embossing ink, even if my ink pad isn't a little on the drier side, which it usually is. That's usually why I ink up and stamp multiple times. But I just like to ensure I'm getting full coverage so that the embossing powder can cling to everything. So I used Simon's Gold embossing powder. And I'm going to melt this with my heat tool. I thought about using white, and the white would have looked nice because it would have popped nicely with the purples, but while the inks I'm using aren't staining technically, when you're working with like purples, bright pinks, reds, I've talked about this a lot, they tend to stain. And I don't mind like things like my stamps getting stained, my grip mats getting stained, but with like white heat embossing, a lot of times you might notice that when you blend those types of colors over it, it can stain it. So when I was like kind of thinking about how I wanted to make this card, instead of going with the white, because it was more than likely going to stain, I decided to go with gold instead. Silver would have looked really pretty. Metallics are a little more, it's not that they resist the staining, it's just, it's not as obvious. So that's why I went with gold. So after I had heat embossed it with the gold, I was working on the inside of my card base because while I've got my Misty out. So I had gold heat embossed another sentiment from the set onto the inside of the card. I lined up the frame again, and then I'm stamping that with LILAC, Pawsitively saturated ink, which is one of the colors I'm going to blend with, and then set that aside. I die cut the frame that I had heat embossed at the beginning and the sentiment, and then I stuck the frame to a grip mat, and I'm just going to use the coordinating stencil set to add all my color. And you can kind of do whatever you want. You can keep this even simpler. This still didn't, I didn't go completely overboard, but instead of just using like one color per like stencil, I'm going to add a little bit to it. So I started with that lilac color and blended that onto the florals. And then without removing the stencil, I'm going to go with smaller blending brushes because I started with Simon's small blending brushes, and then I'm going into more like detailed blending brushes. So I can just add a little extra depth to these without it being like a crazy amount of work. So I'd started with the lilac, and then I'm going in with orchid and adding that more to like the base of the petals and around like where the petals are going to meet the center, and just adding that color. And I don't have to worry too much about like making sure everything blends perfectly because it's just going to blend anyway. And as these inks dry, they smooth out a bit, they dry back a bit, they soften, and I love it. I love it. So I did that one. And then I'm going in with Amethyst, the darkest shade. And yeah, this is why I didn't go with white embossing powder, because these like types of purples almost for sure would have tinted the embossing powder. Depending on what I'm doing, it doesn't really bother me. But sometimes when like the detail, like in a case like this where it's like the stamping, like the detail is the point, I didn't want to bother with trying to prevent any sort of staining. You can't really. It just is what it is. So I also try to make a point, even though, again, you can't see it when you're working on like metallics, is like buffing away. And I need to make a point of doing it while the stencil's still in place, because sometimes I end up smearing the ink onto everything else. But there is ink sitting on top of the heat embossing. It doesn't matter what type of embossing powder, it doesn't matter what type of ink. When you do any sort of ink blending over top of it, there is ink sitting on that embossing powder. So I try to make a habit of just buffing it away with a cloth. You might not, especially when you're dealing with metallics, you might not see the ink, but it's there. And I have a really bad habit of like swiping my hand across it without thinking and smearing other things and getting fingerprints. I make a mess. I just, like I said, I need to get in a habit of buffing away the ink while the stencil's still in place. That actually is easier, because then that still keeps, all the other areas clean as well. Perfection, though, always overrated. And a little bit of, ink, tiny little smears, not a big deal. Especially for me, because I like to add splatter anyway, so it distracts. Anywho, back to what I was doing. So I did brown for the flower centers. And then I did the same thing with the leaves that I did with the blooms. Just started with my lightest shade of green and then switched to a more detailed brush and went in with the 2 darker shades and then buffed away all that ink that was sitting on top. And then just because I just took a Copic marker and quickly filled in the little teeny flowers. Like they're minuscule, like tiny. So this took seconds, really. Just a quick little dab with my marker to fill in those areas, and just cause. And it doesn't have to be an alcohol marker. It could have been anything. So then for my background, I used that same Moonflower cardstock, and I ran it through using the Whirlpool Spinner 3D embossing folder, just to add some texture. I'm keeping this very just simple, like very monochromatic, very tone on tone. The texture is just there. I'm not going to like emphasize it, anything like that. I just want it to add that little extra something. I trimmed the panel down to about 4 by 5.25, slightly smaller than the A2 card. I'd popped it onto the card with Big Mama foam tape, and I'd also put Big Mama foam tape on the back of the frame and adhere that as well. So there's a bit of dimension, but not a ton. And then for my splatter, I'm using my Gonzai Tombi Starry Colors. So I'd added water to the shade I wanted, worked it up really good with my fan brush, and then added a little bit. For me, this is a little bit of gold splatter. And when I was doing all my die cutting, I also die cut scraps of that same cardstock for the coordinating sentiment and glued a couple together, build up the dimension, and then adhered the heat embossed sentiment on the very top. And then I can glue that to my card. And then once I've got that in place, my 2 little final bits to, amp it up just a little bit. I'm going to add some, this is Stardust. Yes, I use Stardust stickles. And again, just a light hand. You can glop it on if you want. Stickles are fun. Like I always say though, if you're using them, like really like glopping it on, just be prepared to set it aside, let it dry fully. The other thing to remember, in the same vein that I was going on about earlier with like inks that stain, etc., those ones are also the ones that can change with things like stickles, glossy accents, any like water type media. The color can alter as the product dries. So these purples will change a teeny bit with stickles, not a ton. And again, I apply it fairly thin, one, so it dries faster, because I can't leave it well enough alone. I can get my elbow in it and making a mess. But yeah, if I apply it really thin, it dries quicker. Plus, there's less chance of colors like changing. I don't mind if they do a little bit, because it kind of adds to it. And yeah, last little bit with some Pawsitively Dazzling gems. I used the butter ones, which my camera's making them look a little green. They're a little more of a gold in real life. I don't know. I was having a hard time getting like proper filming and proper photos of this card. It's like, it's so pretty. Why are the colors going weird? But that was my finished card. So, like I mentioned in the intro, I've got links to all the things in the description box below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, for thumbs upping, commenting, all the good things. I'll see you all very soon in the next video. Bye. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't, I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!